Hi, my name is Kelly Myers. I am a dietetic student from Buffalo State College, here to present on healthy eating today. And now my co-presenter will introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Liz. I'm also a dietetic student at Buffalo State, and my passion is proper nutrition, and I cannot wait to start this presentation with you guys today. Today we're talking about healthy eating and low-cost alternatives. So what is healthy eating? Healthy eating is a combination of nutritious foods that fit your lifestyle. Keyword nutritious. The dietary guidelines help promote optimal health for all Americans. Important parts to know would be limiting added sugars, saturated fat, and sodium, as well as including a variety of fruits and vegetables to keep your diet colorful. So what are the benefits of eating a healthy diet? We can start first with the meats. So meats like fish and poultry have really good benefits. They can be a good source of iron, and they're beneficial for maintaining proper growth. Grains are good because they're high in fiber, and they also give you sources of nutrients. Dairy provides calcium, vitamin D, and a little extra protein. And then fruits and vegetables provide a variety of key nutrients such as fiber, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin C. The USDA has recommended serving sizes based on ages 50 and up. And these are the serving sizes. Fruits, you're looking to have 1.5 to 2 cups daily. Vegetables are 2 to 3 cups daily. Grains are 6 ounces daily. And remembering that half of the grains that we have each day should be whole grains. Protein should be 5 to 5.5 ounces daily. Dairy, 3 cups. And oils and fats should be around 5 to 6 teaspoons a day. Here's a great visual for helping people build plates. Let's stop right now and think about the last time you ate. Do you think your plate looked somewhat like this? Awesome. If it did, then you're on the right track. If not, there's always time to work on it. The most important thing to focus on is the portion sizes of each of these. So vegetables and greens are about half each. Fruits and proteins are about a quarter each. Some other recommendations to keep in mind would be to reduce your sodium intake to 2,300 milligrams if you're already not around that. To limit your saturated fat intake to no more than 22 grams a day, and that's based off a 2,000 calorie diet. Lastly, added sugar. And the goal for this would be to intake no more than 50 grams or 12.5 teaspoons a day. Again, that's based on a 2,000 calorie diet. What foods should we be reducing? Foods that are high in sodium, like canned soups and vegetables, frozen dinners, cured deli meats, pickled items, and plant-based meat alternatives. Some foods that are high in saturated fat would be poultry skin, whole milk products, coconut oil, and red meats such as a fatty steak or a high-fat ground beef. Foods that are often high in added sugars would be sweets like candies, certain brands of cereal, condiments like ketchup, some yogurts, jellies and jams, and obviously energy drinks. And now my co-presenter is going to talk to you about how to limit these.
Hi. So first, some tips to reducing these foods. For sodium, you want to, try to buy canned, avoid adding salt to foods. You can use spices or salt substitutes such as Mrs. Dash. And then for your canned soups, you can dilute them with water. Just try not to drink the broth because that's where the majority of the sodium is. Also, rinsing canned vegetables is a great way to reduce the sodium in the products. You can also find no added salt or low sodium products as well. I know I can often find like no added salt green beans from Save-A-Lot. It's one of my favorites, so that's my go-to. Some tips to limiting saturated and total fat include, buying low-fat dairy products such as milk and cheeses made from 1 to 2% milk, taking the skin off of poultry products like chicken or turkey. You can use canola or olive oil or Pam spray when cooking because those are considered to be more heart healthy. And then trying, chicken, turkey, or fish instead of beef, lamb, or pork would be good options. Or you can buy cuts of beef, lamb, or pork that are 90% fat-free or higher. So looking for those items at the supermarket would be very helpful. Some tips to reducing added sugar would include, avoid adding sugar to your tea or coffee. You can replace the sugar with alternative sweeteners such as Sweet and Low or stevia. Try buying canned fruits that are preserved in water, not syrup, because the syrup tends to stick to the fruit, adding extra sugar to the product. One other way is to get creative with dessert. So, for example, baked apples with cinnamon is a really delicious combination. And also using the 5-20 rule when buying foods. What is the 5-20 rule, you might ask? It's a method of noting the daily value of a nutrient. So 5% or less of a of a nutrient would provide a low amount, and then 20% of the daily value provides a high amount. So knowing what nutrients you should be eating more or less of is kind of important when using this method. And lastly, the daily values are based on a 2,000 calorie a day diet. So if you're eating less than that, then this would change the values. So I want you guys to stop and think here. Read this food label. Is this food high or low in saturated fat? Is it high or low in added sugar? And is it high or low in sodium? I'll give you guys a second to think. And we're back. So is it high or low in saturated fat? It is considered low as it says 5%. And is it high or low in added sugar? It is technically considered high at 20%. And for sodium, it is considered rather low, not quite 5%, but it is still pretty low considering. I do want to make note of the serving size. It says the serving size is 2/3 a cup. This is important when paying attention to the daily value. If you eat more than a serving size, you will be eating more of the daily value. So if you were to eat 2 servings of this product, you would be eating 40% of your daily value for added sugar. So portion control is important when using this method as well. But what about price? Healthy eating is often notorious for being expensive. So some ways to save money on fruits and vegetables would be to buy canned or frozen fruits and vegetables. You also want to make note of fruits and vegetables that are in season. And then going to the farmer's market is a great way to save money on fruits and vegetables because a lot of farmers markets do accept EBT benefits, such as the Clinton and Bailey Farmers Market. Some ways to save money on meat include bulk purchasing or family packs. You can also utilize alternative protein sources such as tofu, beans, lentils, some vegetarian options. They're great. There are a lot of great recipes online, and I do recommend looking into purchasing those. And also portion control. So one thing I do at home is I measure out how much meat I would eat at a meal, and I put them in little baggies, little Ziploc baggies, and I put them in the freezer. So whenever I'm ready to eat them, I take them out the night before to let them thaw, or I thaw them out in the microwave. And then that way I have them to cook the next day, and I don't have to worry about unthawing a big package of meat. And lastly, look for things that are on sale, as that is a great way to save money. So some snack ideas. We all get hungry in the middle of the day. We all want something to reach for. So what are some nutritious snack ideas? Some ideas include, Greek yogurt with fruit or nuts, low-fat cheese with whole grain crackers or fruit, and you can do raw vegetables with this as well. Protein bars such as Quest One or Go Macro bars are really great, and I definitely recommend looking at the food label on protein bars because a lot of protein bars are higher in sugar. For example, Cliff bars tend to be really high in added sugar. So try picking something that, like I said before, has a low amount of added sugar. Use the 520 rule. Peanut butter on a slice of whole grain bread or a banana is a really great combo and is also very nutritious as well. And speaking of nutritious, here's a great recipe for peanut butter banana ice cream. This recipe eliminates the dairy. It contains bananas, natural peanut butter, vanilla extract, cinnamon, sea salt, and roasted peanuts if you if you prefer that. It's a great recipe to utilize if you are looking to save calories and added sugar. It is a little high in sugar, but I do want to make note that it is all comes from natural sources like the peanut butter and the bananas, and not from any added sources. And lastly, our presentation today, we referenced choosemyplate.gov. It is a great website to utilize if you are looking for more information. We also included our emails on the back of the brochure in case you have any further questions or concerns regarding our presentation. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you learned a lot, and have a great day.